morning, everybody, and Happy New Year. We are out here in Nocatee at the Gerlach residence. We are getting started on what's going to be a really cool project. We're going to be doing a screened enclosure, a patio, and we're also going to be doing a pondless water feature. So we've got three good-sized things going on together in this project. From start to finish, it's going to take us 3 or 4 weeks, and there's going to be start and stops in between. Screened cage people will be doing footers and whatnot, so that will cause us to stop for a bit. And then we will come in and do the water feature and set that. And then the patio comes back in, and there's some additional plantings inside of the screen enclosure, and then a few added plants on the outside. So that'll be kind of the last thing that happens here, and you'll see it in its phases. So there's going to be multiple trips out here. The homeowners are trying to create a backyard oasis experience. They have basically a yard that's not real useful right now. It kind of slopes back down, and that's going to create some issues with the patio and whatnot. So the screen cage enclosure wall is going to be a little bit more substantial than what you would usually see. It won't be visible from the inside, but it will be on the back side of the enclosure.
All right, what's going on, everybody? It's Chris with Earthworks. This is our second day out here. I believe David Arthur came out and did a lot of the prep before the footer went in and stuff. We got a screened in enclosure going in. But you know why the pond crew's here? Is where Tim's standing, we got this main rock here in the middle, and we're gonna make these two low points be our falls. I want to split this big one and show this guy off. It's got a lot of moss and character on it, and then pull it back here and we'll do a sheet fall. And I'm maybe thinking, if I can, incorporate the driftwood in there and make it go over the driftwood, which will be really cool. TJ and Tim, you got your pretty faces on? All right, what's going on, everybody? This is kind of the wrap-up day for the pond crew. There's still some more stuff that's got to go on. We'll have some other crews come out and finish up some landscaping, and the screened-in enclosure, which is a big thing on this one, still got to be done. So the project isn't finished, but we're putting the final touches on the pond list today. We got the split going down here, which is what I was going for, but instead of doing the sheet fall up top, when we were looking for rocks to set, I ended up thinking that these two were just some really nice rocks that had a lot of good character. So I brought them together and did a little crotch fall in here, and then we ended up moving the driftwood from where we originally thought we were going to put it, and we put it down here, and it's got a little action coming off of that crotch fall. So that's what it ended up looking like. The homeowners like it, so we're happy. So yesterday the paver guys came out here all in one day. They did everything that they had to handle. So what they did was they covered the existing patio that was back here, and then added on to the full length of where this screened in enclosure is going to be. It just looks beautiful, very clean, but my favorite part is this S-curve right here that goes along the pond, or the pondless, and it's just very clean and looks very good.
Over here is Barney rubble.
With the Barney rubble in between.
Oh, excuse me, this is pebbles.
We started here with just a basic builder concrete pad underneath of the covered lanai area, and we've increased the outdoor living space here by well over 100%. If you recall, there's a slope that was making the property somewhat useless as a backyard, and there wasn't anything of interest. Another of their major concerns was the fact that there are a number of insects and whatnot. So as you can see, this beautiful enclosure keeps the outside out and the inside in. So you can see in the foreground we've got a very nice dining area, And we've also we've retained the area for the grill to sit under cover. And then we've added a living seating area that's also still under cover. But most of all, we've enhanced this backyard. The sound of the water is really amazing out here. And if you look at the plantings, you'll see we've incorporated a mixture of different colors and textures. And there are lights on a number of the plants, and I'll go through that quickly. Basically, the sound that comes off of here is actually very soothing. With the nature in the background, it feels as though you're like in an outdoor stream bed area, and it's very cool. For a splash of color, we've got purple tibouchina in here in the foreground. We've got an orange bird of paradise, which will contrast the purple. We've got some Aptinia, which is this green and white variegated crawler, and then we've got some blue days up front. Blue days will basically bloom year-round. Tibouchina goes in and out, and then the bird of paradise typically blooms sporadically during the summer months. Up on the top of the water feature, we've got a Dracaena with some creeping jenny, which eventually, as it matures, will hang over the rocks. And we've got some mondo grass that will eventually fill in amongst the rocks over on this side, as well as a grass that doesn't look like a lot right now, but it's called blue-eye grass, and that blooms in the spring. That blue will get carried along with the blue from the blue days. And lastly, we've got a little soft crust Mahonia, which blooms yellow during the winter months. It's evergreen. These will all tolerate kind of the mixed light that we have now because of the screen cage. And we have a beautiful patio that now covers the entire area, and so it's all one major cohesive flow out here. In addition to what we did inside, we did some plantings on the outside, which, if you look over here, are situated so that they face towards the bedroom window. And they intend to put a bird feeder back here. So we've got some salvia, which is a hummingbird attractor. It gets much larger than what you're looking at. We've got some gardenias, which will smell absolutely wonderful if you're sitting at this table when they're in bloom. And then we've got some bottle brush, which also is a hummingbird attractor. Most people moving to Florida want to have some tropical aspect to the landscape. So the Gerlachs added a couple of queen palms, which will give a little bit of framing for the water feature from inside, as well as they added a couple of citrus trees, which are always nice. I believe they've got a lemon and a tangerine. So without a lot of effort, you get to enjoy homegrown, organically grown fruit in your yard. So I thank you for stopping by. And if you are interested in doing a piece of an operation like this, whether it's a water feature, whether it's a patio, whether it's a screen enclosure, we can accommodate you in any of your needs. And then obviously we do general landscaping, and you too could have an outdoor paradise in your yard. The flamingos know where all of the cool places are, and this is definitely now a very cool place. Thanks for stopping in.